And number three is this classic diagram that explains the different types of plate boundaries. So the surface of planet Earth is broken up into large plates, some medium-sized ones and some tiny ones, but the boundaries are always the same, okay? And the plates are constantly moving, and because they're constantly moving, they interact. So we have these types of boundaries, which are divergent, constructed margins, sometimes known as seafloor spreading centers or mid-ocean ridges, because they often occur in the center of oceans and are submerged. And effectively, the plates are moving apart. So at the center of the Atlantic, the plates of North America and Europe are moving apart. And in the gap between those, we've got a sort of like Rift Valley and volcanoes coming up, lots of dikes, which are vertical intruded igneous rocks coming up, and we're creating new ocean crust. And that's the important point. We're creating new ocean crust. So that's the first type of boundary, divergent. Now, if we're moving things apart, we also have to make space for that movement. And that happens here, where we get convergent margins. And here, one of the plates descends beneath the other. And it's always the heavier, the denser. Now, if you've got ocean colliding with ocean crust, then it'll be the cooler, denser crust that goes down. If you've got a case like on the western seaboard of South America, where you've got continental crust, the ocean crust of the Pacific goes down beneath it. And we get mountains, the Andes, for example, and volcanoes formed here. So this is convergent, destructive margins, also known as subduction zones, because that angle going down here is a subduction zone. If it's continental crust on one side and ocean on the other, we call them continental margin origins. And if it's ocean crust and ocean crust, then a chain of volcanic islands is created, and we call them volcanic arcs. Note also that the deepest parts of the ocean crust here are ocean trenches. So that's our second type. Our third type is simply transform margins, where the plates are moving past one another without plates being created or destroyed. And these different types of plate boundaries create the surface texture of our planet.